Hello and welcome to another video. We've been working on a variety of improvements recently to Visual Micro, including updates to the ESP exception decoder and GDB configurations for the latest ESP32, S2, S3 and C3 boards. This video is using the latest version, which is available from our website on the downloads page. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the onboard USB debug probe on the ESP32-C3 module, meaning you don't need an external probe to debug this board. It is possible to use an external probe with this board, but this requires changing fuses on the board, which is a one-way process, and by default they're already set for USB debugging. First, we'll need to make a USB connector to attach to our ESP32-C3 board. We took an old USB lead and cut off the mini connector, leaving us with a USB-A connector and the wire. Then we stripped back the shielding and the wires so we could add some standard connectors to connect to our board. On ours, we used two 2-pin connectors, as the pins needed on the board are located next to each other, keeping the connection nice and simple. Now we can attach this to our board on the 5V and ground pins for power and pins 18 and 19 for the data lines. Now we can plug this into our PC. We'll need to check that the Win USB driver is installed on interface 2 using the Zadig tool. Simply download and open the Zadig tool, there's a link in the description, and then select the options list all devices. Now you can drop down the list and you'll see you can select the USB JTAG serial debug unit interface 2. Now just press the install button to install the driver, which can take a minute or so. Once completed, Zadig can be closed. The upload via programmer option is currently not available, so we also need to connect the normal micro USB connector to our PC as well. To use this probe currently, we also need to add a local board.txt to our project from vmicro, add code, add local board.txt. We can then paste in the content from the documentation page, again there's a link in the description, which ensures we're using the latest OpenOCD version from Espressif. Now we can select our board, COM port and debug probe as normal in our project. And we'll also need to set a breakpoint before we start the debugging session. Once you've landed on this breakpoint, you can change it and add others. As normal, we'll need to build and upload our code to the board, and then we can start the debugging session using debug attached to process, or to perform both the upload and start the debugging session, you can use debug start. Once the debugging session has started, we have access to all of the same functionality as shown with other debug probes, which is demonstrated further in a video in the top right. Let us know if this video was useful, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with developments and future videos.